No matter how I shut it, nail it, seal it, drag furniture in front of it, it always finds a way to reopen. And now, the draft that comes from it isn't cold. It's warm, damp, like breath on the back of my neck. Sometimes, when I stand too close to the threshold, I hear a voice, my own voice, begging from below. Help me. He's still inside. There are reflections of me in mirrors that I don't remember making. One smiled when I didn't. Another moved its hand a split second too slow. Last night, I smashed them all. But in the morning, the bathroom mirror was whole again, and written in condensation was, "You broke the wrong glass." I tried calling someone, a priest, a medium, a psychic. The line goes dead every time I say the word attic. Not static, dead silence. Then laughter. Not my laughter. I've started dreaming in third person. I see myself standing in corners, eyes black, mouth open, swaying slightly, like I'm listening to music no one else can hear. Sometimes, I am the thing in the corner, and I watch the version of me that's still fighting, the version that's still afraid. Today, I found the crawl space under the floorboards open. There was a trail of blackened feathers, leading to a bundle wrapped in burlap and twine. Inside it, a pair of teeth, not human, still wet, still warm, and a scrap of cloth from a dress I haven't worn in years. I think the house is rewriting me, changing who I was, changing what I am. Memories disappear. New ones take their place. Memories of the dark, of crawling, of whispering in the ears of strangers at night. And now, when I look at the attic stairs, I feel homesick. I started leaving notes for myself, small ones, scribbled on scraps of paper, slipped into my pockets, taped to the back of doors, hidden inside books. They're reminders of who I was. Your name is still yours. The thing in the attic isn't you. Don't eat what's in the fridge. Some mornings, the notes are gone, replaced with new ones. Different handwriting, same paper. You're not supposed to remember. You belong to him now. The attic is hungry. The clocks stopped working 3 days ago. All of them. Wristwatch, phone, wall clocks. They're frozen at 3:17 a.m. The time I first heard the whispers. Even stranger. The sun still rises. The days still pass. But inside the house, it's always dusk. Always dim. As if the walls swallowed the light. I keep hearing sound from inside the walls. Not mice. Not plumbing. Scratching. Deliberate. Urgent. Like something clawing its way out. Or something desperately trying to stay in. Last night, I pressed my ear to the wall. Held my breath. Listened. And from deep inside the plaster, I heard my own voice. If you open it again, you won't come back. The house doesn't creak anymore. It sighs. And when it does, the lights dim, and the corners stretch. Rooms feel longer. Doorways feel farther. Shadows pulse. It's like the house is alive. And it's breathing deeper now. Faster. Like it's excited. Like it knows I'm starting to see it for what it is. Today, I found a dead crow in my bed. No blood. No wounds. Its eyes were wide open. Its beak stuffed with dirt. I went to bury it. But when I returned to the room, there was another one waiting for me. Identical. Staring. And this time, it was smiling. I don't dream anymore. Not in the way most people do. Now, when I close my eyes, I wake up in the attic. Only it's not the attic anymore. It's larger. Deeper. Endless. I walk through rooms filled with whispers. Some pleading, some laughing, some singing lullabies in reverse. Sometimes I pass mirrors. In each one, a different version of me. One has no mouth. Another has no eyes. And one is whispering into someone else's attic. I'm starting to think this house isn't haunted. Haunted things still obey the rules of the living. But this feels older. Hungrier. Like it was never a home. Like it was built around something. To trap it. Or to feed it. And now the locks are failing. Now it's stretching. Now it wants to grow. I tried leaving the house last night. Packed a bag. Didn't tell anyone. Didn't even look back. I made it as far as the end of the road. That's when I saw it. The house. At the corner of my eye. In the reflection of a puddle on the pavement. Still behind me. but different. Twisted. Its roof steepled higher, its windows flickering, as if it had followed me. Stretched itself across reality just to stay close. When I blinked, the puddle was gone. But mud was on my shoes again. The same red soil from under the attic. I turned around and walked home. The front door was already open, and the lights were on upstairs. I found something new in the attic tonight. Not another door. Not another staircase. A chair. Identical to the rocking chair I saw moving on its own weeks ago. But this one is carved with names. Hundreds of them. Scratched into the wood like fingernails had done it. One name repeated more than the rest, mine. Over and over. Each one a little less familiar in spelling. As if something is trying to remember who I was. Or rewrite me from memory. There's a smell now. Not just in the attic. In me. My clothes, my hair, my breath. I can't wash it off. It's like wet earth, old breath, and wood rot mixed together. Sometimes I smell its strongest when I wake up. Even when I fall asleep downstairs. I still wake up next to that chair. And the chair is always facing me. I've stopped using mirrors. Not because they're broken, but because they lie. This morning, I watched myself in the bathroom mirror. Staring, brushing my teeth. Only, I wasn't brushing. I was smiling. Smiling so wide I could hear my jaw creak. And when I backed away, my reflection stayed still. It mouthed something. You're almost ready. The old family photo album is different now. Pictures I don't remember. Places I've never been. Faces I don't recognize. That look like me. In one photo, there's someone something. Standing in the attic window. Not a person. Not a shadow. A shape. Bent backward, limbs wrong. Head tilted too far. It wasn't there before. I know it wasn't. Now it's in 3 of the photos. Closer each time. And the house, it hums now. Not always. Only when I get too quiet. Only when I forget to think. Like it's tuning to my mind. Finding the exact frequency to drown everything else out. Sometimes I catch it whispering in my own voice. Go back upstairs. He's waiting for your skin. You remember the way down. And I do. I remember now. The staircase behind the wall doesn't lead down anymore. It leads inward. I went up one last time. The stairwell behind the attic stretched far beyond reason, deeper than the earth. I didn't bring light. I didn't need it. The walls pulsed with breath. The chair was waiting, and I sat. Whispers quieted. Then silence, complete. In that moment I understood. I hadn't inherited the house. I had always belonged to it. And now it finally had me. Forever. When my grandmother passed away, she left me her old house in the countryside. It was a creaky, 2-story wooden house with ivy crawling up the walls and a roof that moaned every time the wind touched it. Everyone in the family refused to stay there overnight, except me. I thought they were being dramatic. It was just an old house. Or so I believed. The first night, I barely slept. The floorboards groaned all night, and somewhere between 2 and 3 a.m., I heard what sounded like whispering. At first, I thought it was the wind slipping through the cracks. But then I noticed something strange. The whispers came from above me, from the attic. The attic door was nailed shut, had been for decades, according to the neighbors. They said my grandmother sealed it herself after her husband went mad and disappeared. No one ever found his body. That night, the whispers grew louder. They weren't random noises anymore. They were words. It's cold up here. I'm still waiting. Let me out. I couldn't take it anymore. At 3:17 a.m., I grabbed a hammer and crowbar and started pulling the nails out of the attic door. The wood groaned as I opened it. Darkness. Thick, choking darkness and the scent of old smoke and decay. I climbed up slowly, flashlight in hand. And then I saw it. A rocking chair. Rocking by itself. And sitting on it was nothing. But I could hear breathing. Right next to my ear. I found an old photograph in the attic. My grandmother, young and smiling. Beside her, a man I didn't recognize. On the back of the photo were 5 words, written in faded ink. He never left the attic. I sleep downstairs now. But I still hear him. Rocking. Whispering. Waiting. And every night, just before I close my eyes, I hear him say, I'm not alone anymore. I tried sealing the attic door again. Nails. duct tape, even a heavy wardrobe pushed in front of it. But every morning, it's opened just a crack. Not enough for someone to get through. Just enough to let the voice out. Last Thursday, I invited a friend over, just for company. He's the kind who doesn't believe in ghosts. He laughed when I told him about the whispers. That night, he stayed on the couch. At 3 a.m. sharp, I woke up to him screaming. I found him standing at the base of the attic stairs, shaking. His skin was pale, his eyes wide. He kept repeating one thing. He asked me my name. I tried asking the neighbors again. One old woman finally told me what no one else would. Years ago, my great-uncle, Grandma's brother, went mad inside that house. He used to talk to himself in the attic for hours, claimed he was speaking to someone behind the walls. He was found hanging from a rafter, face frozen in terror. But what scared them more was that the noose had snapped. Something had caught his fall. Something that left long, thin scratches on his back. 3 days ago, I started hearing footsteps. Not just above, but behind me. They follow me around the house. Soft, bare, like someone walking without shoes. They stop when I turn around. But yesterday, I caught a glimpse of something in the mirror. A shape, standing right behind me. Head tilted, smiling. I sleep with the lights on now. It doesn't help. In fact, when the room is lit, I can see more. There are fingerprints on my windows. From the inside. Even on the second floor. And last night, written in the fog on my bathroom mirror. Let's talk. You've heard me. Now I want to see you. I stopped inviting people over. Not because I didn't want company, but because the house wouldn't allow it. Anyone who stepped inside grew quiet. They'd look toward the ceiling, as if something was calling them. And when they left different. One of them, Jamie, a co-worker, sent me a text 2 nights after she visited. Just 3 words. He followed me. Then nothing else. She hasn't responded since. The attic has started changing. At first, it was just colder. Then the smell. Like something rotten was crawling through the wood itself. Then, last night, I noticed something that hadn't been there before. A small wooden door at the far end of the attic. It was carved into the wall. So carefully, so subtly, that I could have sworn it was part of the paneling. The door was open an inch, just like the attic door had been, and inside it was a staircase, leading down, into darkness, where no staircase should exist. I haven't gone down there. Not yet, but I hear things moving beneath the floor now, like something pacing just under the wood. Sometimes it taps, sometimes it drags something heavy across the boards, and sometimes it breathes. Tonight, I found something under my bed, an old, dust-covered journal with my grandmother's name on it. The first few pages were harmless, recipes, pressed flowers, notes. But then the entries turned frantic, chaotic, almost unreadable. One line, repeated over and over. He isn't in the attic. The attic is in him. I don't know what that means, but I think I'm starting to understand. Because sometimes, when I close my eyes, I see the attic from the inside. Not from the stairs, but from the shadows in the corner. I see myself standing there, looking in, and I'm smiling. I haven't been sleeping. Every time I drift off, I wake up somewhere else in the house. Once it was the attic stairs. Sitting upright, knees tucked under my chin, my nails dug deep into the wood. Another time, I woke in the kitchen. The word hello carved into the table. Over and over and over. Using a knife I don't remember holding. The staircase behind the small attic door is louder now. It creaks, rhythmic, deliberate. Something down there is moving. Something with weight. But it never comes up. Not fully. Just enough so I hear the breath. So I know it's real. Yesterday, I found dust footprints around my bed. But not human ones. They had too many toes. Too long. And they were wet. I cleaned them up. An hour later, they were back. This time leading into the closet. And the closet smelled like dirt. Freshly dug earth. I went into town to stay at a hotel. Just one night, I thought. Clear my head. Sleep. But at 3 a.m., the fire alarm went off. No smoke. No fire. But the front desk said they heard someone whispering through the intercom. I said I want to see you. I didn't tell them I knew that voice. I came back home. I think the house gets angry when I leave. The walls crack more. The lights flicker longer. There are new sounds now. A low chanting, like voices layered on top of each other. Some high, some impossibly deep. Sometimes it's coming from the attic. Other times, it's in the basement, or the sink drain, or the vents. I think the house is learning how to move. Tonight, I found the basement door open, and written on the stairs, in chalky white handprints. She kept him trapped. You let him out. I don't know who he is, but I think he remembers me. And I think I was supposed to forget him. I've started hearing my grandmother's voice. Not from recordings, not from memories, from inside the house. She whispers from the walls now. Not just the attic. Everywhere. Sometimes I catch phrases I remember her saying, like, "Don't open what you can't close." Or, "He watches through the knots in the wood." But sometimes, she says things I've never heard her say. Things she shouldn't know. Like the name of the girl I kissed in 7th grade. Or the thoughts I've never spoken aloud. Private thoughts. Shameful ones. She says them with a smile. The door to the hidden staircase is wide open now.